cabin fever ever make you thirsty? How about a nice glass of cool, clear water? Ever wonder where that water comes from? I'm Carrie from the Wilderness Center, and today's cure for cabin fever is all about water and aquifers and science, and we're going to use some ice cream. What could be better than that?
First, let's talk about where this water came from. Most likely, the water that comes out of your kitchen tap comes out of the ground. Whether you have your own well or city service, the water has to come from somewhere. Water that comes out of the ground is called groundwater, and it's found deep below the surface and collects in the spaces between sediment or the cracks in the rocks.
An aquifer is the name of the place where all that groundwater collects underground. And all of those layers of rocks and sediments help purify that water so that you can drink it. Let's take a closer look at those layers.
Here's what the earth may look like below your feet if you live in northeastern Ohio. At the very bottom, we find solid, ain't nothing getting through me, bedrock. Above that, we find more rock with lots of cracks and pores, like shale or sandstone. Above that, we have a mix of sand and gravel that were deposited by the glacial activity of our past. Above that, we find a layer of clay, and this is important for our aquifer because it's the confining layer, the one that holds it all in. Above the clay, we find some soil and other sediments. And finally, on top, we have the soil that provides the nutrients to our flowers and trees and gardens. In order to understand how it all works, we'll build a delicious aquifer treat. Let's head to the kitchen. Here's what you need. Clear drinking glass, gummy candies, crushed ice, chocolate chips, ice cream, crushed or small cereal, sprinkles, clear soda, and a drinking straw. Your glass represents the aquifer system and the limits of the water flow. Next, we'll add in the porous sandstone by using the gummy candies. That's our cracked up bedrock. On that goes a nice big layer of sand and gravel. Thank you, glaciers! Represented by a mixture of crushed ice and chocolate chips. That's our aquifer. Now we'll fill the aquifer with the soda. Cover the ice. On top of that goes our confining layer, the ice cream. Smear it all the way around to the sides. Add a lot. This is dessert, right? Above that layer is soil and sediments represented by the cereal. And finally, a nice layer of sprinkles to be our topsoil.
And now comes the fun part. You get to become a water well. Take your straw, push it down through the ice cream into that crushed ice aquifer, and pump it out. Ooh, delicious. You can watch how the water goes down when you get the straw in there. But what would happen if you drank it all? Time for a recharge. How does that happen? Rain. Having clean water is so important. Consider yourself lucky if you could turn a tap on and just take a drink. Consider yourself even luckier if you just ate a delicious edible aquifer. And consider yourself luckiest of all if you just learned a little bit about science and cured your cabin fever. Cheers!